All
Well, good
right. Well,
evening,
welcome everybody.
Go ahead. Take it away, Dale.
I just want to introduce you, Pete. So give you a little bit of edification here before you get going here. And welcome everybody. This is Dale Southam. I'm your host for this evening. I'm going to introduce Pete Munson here. Pete and I have been partners for about 10 years in this business and with Univera, and we've been around. We've seen it all. That's for darn sure. And Pete's background has been in the finance side of thing on Wall Street. Was a trader and really has done extremely well as an entrepreneur. Right now has a Bikram yoga studio in Long Island with about 60-70 people in each one of his classes. Has several classes each day. So he has seen both sides of the equation here, on the fitness side and also the financial side. So pay real strict attention to what Pete has to say tonight. And Pete, I'll turn it over to you, and you can bring me back a little bit later.
Well, thanks, Dale, and welcome everybody. Tonight you're going to learn about the greatest economic shift in the history of the United States, how entrepreneurs will be the benefit from this economic boom, how 10 million new millionaires will be made in this country alone from this shift, the 3 mega trends that will fuel this shift, and a science breakthrough in natural product science that will change the healthcare. Ask yourself, who do you know that wants to get older faster? Exactly, nobody. What if you had inside information about a scientific breakthrough that could turn back the clock so that you could look younger, feel younger, and perform at younger levels? Do you think that would interest virtually anybody you talk to? What if you had a monopoly on these scientific discoveries, patents, no competition, a head start on the rest of the world? How much money do you think would there be waiting to be made? Well, several companies have been out there over the last several years trying to find ways to unlock the secrets of the aging process. One company, Univera, has spent several years and millions of dollars in research and development devoted to unlocking the secret of youth, studying young people to see what keeps them thin, vital, and energized. And the results are unlike anything ever recorded. Advanced science, real products, real results. Now, in the investment world where I come from, working for 10 years with the major Wall Street firms, there's a saying that goes, follow the trend. The trend is your friend. Well, this opportunity will take advantage of growing trends in our country. But before that, let's get back to the shift I talked about in our economy and what's going on out there. This shift, Paul Zane Pilzer, in his new book, The Next Millionaires, which you see right here on your right-hand side, states that we are in the biggest shift of the history of this country as we move from the industrial age to the information age. And this 10% unemployment is temporary, and it's going to result in a shift for us that's going to create many millionaires, over 10 million new millionaires. We're going to shift from a manufacturing era to a distribution era. And what does that mean? It means basically that there's no money in manufacturing anymore. That's why we sent it all overseas. The telemarketing overseas, the teleservices overseas, because it's not where the money is. The TV you used to buy 5 years ago that cost $1,000, it cost $500 to make it at that time, and $500 was in distribution and marketing costs. That same TV today costs only $500. It cost about $50 to make it overseas, and there's $450 in manufacturing and distribution costs. Now, where do you want to be on that chain? The guy making it or the guy distributing the product? You see, because of the power of the Internet, the onset of the Internet, companies like Walmart started this distribution business. Walmart doesn't make anything. They sell people's products, but they do it very well in giant warehouses in central locations where they can cut the cost down to the minimum and still make huge profits. Now, that's been taken a step further with Amazon.com, companies like 1-800-Flowers. 1-800-Flowers just launched 1-800 gift baskets now. Now, think about this. Amazon doesn't write books. They don't make books. You go on the computer, you see a book, they sell it at the lowest price you've ever seen, and it's shipped directly from the bookmaker to your house or from one giant warehouse. They don't have any employees to worry about. Well, they have some, but these are low-paid people putting books in a box and sending them out to you. So that's the shift. And Univera fits into that model, the power of the Internet to bring. The power of the Internet to come is going to be bringing information, products, and service to people that they don't know exist yet. This is the future Paul Zane Pilzer talks about, and we are on the cutting edge right now of that future. So let's look at trends and how this is going to affect us. We're in the perfect storm right now of 3 trends that will fuel this economic shift. Number 1, internet and social networking. I probably have to tell most of you, but some of them I'm sure you're still trying to understand what this is about. But as you see out there, companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube out there, information, we are now on what is called a Web 2.0 platform instead of Web 1.0. You used to use the computer to get information about things you already knew about, right? Now you're using the computer to have two-way communications, to learn things you don't know exist, to talk to people in other countries that you don't know, make friends with people. And this is opening the doors to opportunity like we've never dreamed about before. And America is leading the way in this opportunity right now. You can see, use your computer. The internet shows saying, use your computer instead of employees, connect the world. Secondly, home business, because of this shift, is now big business. This is not your little mom and pop selling little Julie on the internet anymore. Because of the power of this distribution, we can distribute products, services, information from here to your desk anywhere around the world. There's minimum risk now, high return. I call it the franchise without the franchise fee. Tax advantages. Do you know the only great tax advantage left right now in this country are owning a home-based business? Do you know why? Because the government wants you to start a home-based business. You can deduct your travel. You can deduct almost anything out there, your meals, things, because of these great deductions out there. And understand why. 50% of our economic output in this country is from small business, and 50% of small business is home-based businesses. And the average home-based business owner in our country right now today makes an average of $50,000 per year. That's 40% higher than the average employee in our country. And that's going to get bigger and bigger over time. You know the rest of the benefits. And the health and wellness industry. We are in a huge shift right now from the pharmaceutical model to the wellness model. And I don't have to tell you, it's in your mind. And people don't want to be on the drugs anymore. They see the side effects. They read it. The fourth leading cause of death in our country today is taking drugs as prescribed by the doctor. Roughly about 100,000 people die each year. And if you knew there was a choice out there, a difference, other than the skepticism from all the companies out there that are doing this, that, and the other thing, I'm sure everyone would be happy to have it. How do we go? Now, how do we do this? How are we going to make this happen for you? You are looking right now at a picture of one of the world's only genomic laboratories, and we own it, Univera. It's our sister company called Unigen Pharmaceuticals. And you may or may not know right now what genomics is, but I'm going to tell you right now. Genomics is the scientific technology that allows a scientist to test any product, plant, or drug down to the DNA of your cells to see a couple of things. Number one, does that product, drug, or plant damage your DNA? Or number two, maybe more importantly, can it repair the damage that's been done to your DNA as you get older? Now, we own two of these labs, one here in the United States and one in South Korea. There are about 37 of these labs in the world right now. The other 35 are owned by the major big pharmaceutical companies, and they're using genomics to try to create new drugs. We went into the genomics field. We're going back 7, 8 years ago now when genomics became available. In a speech at that time, Bill Clinton, with Tony Blair, the Prime Minister of England, at his side, this was the end of his second term, Bill Clinton said that genomics is the most important discovery in the history of mankind since the microscope. It is the source from which all cures for disease will come in the future for our children and even for us. Parkinson's, Alzheimer, cancer are things he named in that speech. I became very excited by that speech, and I still have that speech. I'm going to hopefully get it recorded here for you and on that at some point. But imagine this for 1 second. Over 50 scientists, 60 right now, in 2 of these genomic laboratories on 2 continents working 24 hours a day. Over 100,000 square feet of state-of-the-art biotechnology capability, studying plants, and nothing but plants, touted to have medicinal benefit, down to the DNA of your cells, to see if it can stop the damage at your DNA or repair the damage that's been done. To date, that has resulted in our study of over 300,000 plant fractions and 114,000 plants from around the world. Right now, 160 patents and patents pending we own. That's more than the rest of the world combined in this field. So that's a little bit of